Etsy sellers, welcome back to my channel. And this is something that I see people doing all the time, tweaking their Etsy listings. And I want to talk to you today about why constantly tweaking, changing, editing your Etsy listings is such a bad idea. And I know loads of you do it. If I look in Reddit, I look on Instagram, TikTok, one of the things you all talk about is constantly, I'm just going to tweak this. I'm just going to change that. I'm just going to do this, right? You just don't need to keep doing this. You're literally losing sales by constantly tweaking your listings. So let me give you the 5 reasons, and they're really solid reasons why you shouldn't be tweaking your listings. And at the end, tell you when you should be tweaking your listings or making a change. There's a very clear parameter I want you to observe, okay? So first of all, everyone talks about it. It's one of the most common things we talk about, isn't it? I've never really brought this up on my channel. People editing and tweaking. It happens every day, all the time, right? So this is why you shouldn't do it, okay? The first one is you're wasting time, okay? You're wasting so much time actually doing this. And one of the most common places that you will do this is SEO, isn't it? How many times have you seen someone say, or have I seen someone say, I'm just going to tweak my SEO. I've tweaked my SEO. My SEO is great. I've tweaked it. It's as good as it can be, right? You can waste so much time doing this. SEO is one of the biggest culprits for tweaking out of everything. In fact, it is the biggest. People mess around with SEO all the time. All you're doing is wasting your time. Let me be clear what I mean here. Once you get your SEO to a decent standard, and if you want a decent standard of SEO, just watch my video, how to do Etsy SEO in 10 minutes. Tells you everything you need to know. Once you've got it to a decent standard, you just don't need to keep tweaking it. I can't be clearer. You don't need to tweak your SEO once it's set at a decent standard. And if you've got seasonal listings, this is another thing. People say, I'm just going to jump in and change the listing because it's Christmas. Are you crazy? Of course, you shouldn't be doing that. You make a new listing just for Christmas. Don't go diluting the effectiveness of the original listing by saying, well, now I'm going to take this listing and morph it into Christmas by adding some Christmas keywords. That's crazy. Make a brand new listing just for Christmas. Keep everything clean, clear, and identified. You see? Tweaking and changing and adapting, it's the worst thing you can do. So, first of all, waste so much time. What's the second thing? This is the one, this is the killer, right? And you need to write this down. If you're tweaking, you are guessing. I can't stress this enough. You are guessing, right? You're thinking, oh, I'll try this because then maybe I'll get more sales. I'm going to do that and then it's going to improve my views and visits, right? You're guessing. So tweaking, and I know it's kind of like, oh, I'll just do this. There's no rhyme or reason. You just decide to do it, right? And I get it. You might look at something and think, I guess, if I do this, it will be better. But you don't know. You're literally guessing. We don't want to guess in our Etsy stores, right? We want to do this methodically, right? And I'm going to tell you at the end how you do it. What is the parameter to do it, right? So second problem, you're guessing. You just don't know the outcome. You're just going to have a guess, have a go. And then that leads to this, right? Tweaking creates confusion. Because you'll do something on a listing today, you'll do something on another listing tomorrow. One day it might be photography, one day it might be SEO, then you might do something on a product description, then you might do something on price. I know loads of you, most of you sellers do this. You just kind of sort of amble through and sort of take guesses and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You'll never ever remember what you've done, what you haven't done, especially when you get more listings, you get over 100 listings. This just gets really hard. You'll just get confused. You won't know where you are. You won't be able to remember what you've done, what you haven't done. Lots of you don't write this stuff down or have a document, an Excel or something to record this. You just get confused. And then the killer of confusion is motivation. You lose motivation because you just don't know where you are, right? So from there, if you keep tweaking and you're confused and creating confusion, you lose focus and brand identity. Okay? You just lose direction and your brand lacks identity because you're trying this photo style, that video, this banner, that about page. You're losing the very thing you need, which is focus and identity. So I'm not saying you can't make changes to your Etsy store. Of course you can, right? But you've got to have some kind of structure to this, because you'll just get lost in yourself. Your brand won't solidify. You won't have that brand feel. You know, when you look at some Etsy stores and you look at it and you think, oh, it just feels so nice. Everything's just working together. That's because they're taking time to work step by step through the problems, making improvements. I'm not saying don't make improvements. I'm not saying don't make changes. Tweaking, by the very nature of the word, is impulsive. It's impulsive. Do you see what I mean? In fact, I'm going to write that down. It's impulsive. And I wasn't going to put that word in. It's just come to me now. Tweaking, it's impulsive. Oh, I'll just do this, I'll just do that. That's not the same as having a plan to change something. Right, my SEO needs work. Right, okay, I'm going to have a plan on how to do this. I'm going to watch the next SEO video. Right, I'm going to have a structure. Right? Impulse is what's connected to tweaking. And I'm sure if some of you sort of look in your heart, you'll realize, yeah, that's true. There's impulse there. Okay, so what happens when you do all this stuff? You lose consistency, I can't spell, and the worst thing, sales. You will actually more likely lose sales than gain sales if you're constantly tweaking, because you have no idea what's going on. You just literally keep trying new things and you go nowhere. And I know lots of you sellers do this because I talk to you guys every day in my consultancy and I know this is what's going on. So what you should do is have a structure. So have an idea of what you want to change. And this is the parameter. Remember I told you, well, when do you make a change? Okay? So, and I'm just going to give you the number one parameter on this. And I'm just going to get rid of all this because I might freestyle this a little bit and go off script, which I sometimes do, but to go off script and give you more value, I need space to do it. So thanks for bearing with me while I clean the board. So here's the first thing. I think I am going to go off script here. So hopefully this will be a lot of value for you. Okay, here's the first thing. Well, when do you make a change, right? And I know when I write this, you're going to think, of course, but how many people tweak on impulse? They do. They're just guessing. So the parameter is this. You've got to know. You have to know the problem. Okay? You've got to know the problem, not guess it. I'll give you an example. I'll give you a couple of examples of what I mean, right? First one, customers messaging you, telling you, I can't see your photos, too dark, right? You know there's a problem. The customers are telling you there's a problem, right? Or they say to you, I'm confused by the listing. I don't know what I'm buying, because in your photograph, you show the product there, but then there's these other things here. Do I get them or do I not? You know the problem. Customers are telling you, fix this, I'm confused. I don't mean one person telling you your photos are too dark. I don't mean one person saying I'm confused by your listing. I don't mean one person saying your price is too high, okay? I mean more than one. I mean people telling you, right? Getting some consistent feedback. You then have a mandate because you know the problem and you can apply the solution. Right, I'm going to make my photos brighter. Right, yes, this is confusing. I understand what they mean. I'm going to change it. Yeah, maybe my prices are too high. Maybe I should look at the marketplace and see where everyone's at compared to me and what is my value proposition. Is it worth the price I'm charging? If it's not, okay, well, maybe I should bring it down a bit, right? Only make changes to your listings when you know the problem, right? And SEO is one of the biggest no-nos. You just get it competent. Get your SEO to a decent standard. As I say, watch my SEO video. All you need. You don't need anything else. And then leave it. You don't, honestly, just so you know, guys, SEO, maybe once a year, you might add a keyword or something or change something, and you only change SEO on new, zero sales, and very low sales listings. And what I mean by very low sales, a sale a month or under, okay. But that's it, right? There's no need to change SEO. Etsy does the hard work. It does most of the lifting for you. Tweaking is totally unnecessary with SEO. Look, if your title has only got 4 words in it, well, yes, you need to do something about it and add some words, but that's not tweaking. That's knowing the problem. That's different, right? Oh, yeah, I've only got 4 or 5 words in my title. Yes, that's knowing the problem. You can make changes. As I said, new listing, 0 sales, or very low sales. Okay, so when you get an informed response from customers, or clearly you know there's a problem, make some changes, but you do it slowly and you do it methodically, and you only change anything on new listings. In fact, I'm going to write it. Okay, new, 0 sales, or very low sales. Okay, and just to remind you, that's 1 a month. Okay, that's okay. Not really going to do any damage. Those are the parameters when you make changes, but they're changes, not tweaks. There's a massive difference. Okay, so tell me what you do with tweaking in your comments. Just be honest with me. Let's get the conversation going here. Do you tweak all the time? Have I sort of given you a slap round the face and said, oh, no, don't do this? And you've gone, oh God, yeah, I do this. Or do you not? Do you do what I'm asking you to do here? Do you not tweak very often? Do you have a process and a structure? Please tell me and all the others who watch this video what you do in regards to making listing changes. And if you want to work with me, as always, don't wait, don't guess. The booking button for my wonderful academy is up on your screen now. Takes you to a landing page where you can watch a lovely video with yours truly in it that tells you all about the academy. 7-day free trial. I look forward to catching you in the academy and catching you in the comments. Cheers.